You're listening to Radio Gibraltar. We now pause to mark 1 minute's silence in memory of those affected by the earthquake in Turkey and Syria last week. It's 12 o'clock.
A minute's silence across Gibraltar. The officers of the Chief Minister, the Governor, the Fire and Rescue Service, Radio Gibraltar and the hospital all paused for thought. The news yesterday was the outcome that none of us wanted, but most of us had come to expect.
Well, obviously it's been a bit of a shock for all of us. We kind of suspected the worst because it'd been a few days that they'd been looking for him and there had been obviously no signs of him. Dr. Chami, he was a consummate professional. He, was very, very dedicated to his work. He was very dedicated to his patients. He always did everything in their best interest. And he was really part of the team.
We'll always miss him. Gibraltar will always miss him. Now I see so many elderly men, women who had very deformed toes and unable to walk. And I see now all those people whose deformed toes are just like normal toes, walking up and about. I see them on the road and I walking and I say, oh, that's the one we operated, that's the one we operated.
The discovery in these ruins of his fallen apartment block brought to an end a torturous week for the 52-year-old's family, some of whom had flown to Turkey to do everything possible on the ground to locate him. A meticulous search with heavy machinery confirmed their worst fears on Sunday.
We are lost for words. We're lost for words. We've been mourning more or less for a whole week now, really. Just trying to find out the latest, all the time and all times of day and night. Most of us have been without sleep, really, so it's like ending to everything, so just wish the best for his family because they must be grieving unmentionable words,
It's been a big loss for the department and it's left a massive hole in all of us, so now it's time for healing for the team, really.
I think the key thing to say to staff, it is okay to grieve. I mean, it's like we've lost a member of the family. I mean, Chami, as we call him, wasn't just a doctor, he was a friend, he was a colleague, he socialised with the staff. It was equality. It wasn't like, I'm the doctor, you're the nurse, you're the domestic. Everyone was important to him. And he'd always got a smile on his face and he was always there for his patients. So staff really feel that they've lost someone very close to them.
This morning, flags flew at half-mast out of respect for Dr. Chami and all those who've lost their lives in this devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria, now numbering 35,000, with the United Nations warning that number could double or more.
I worked with him for the last 5 years. He came to Gibraltar January 2018. And he was a general trauma surgeon, plus his specialty was foot and ankle surgeon. And we tried to get a foot and ankle surgeon in Gibraltar for the last many years, but we couldn't. It's very hard to get such well-trained foot and ankle surgeons in Gibraltar. And he saved a lot of money where we used to refer these patients to UK. And I'm witness to that because I've been working here for the last 20 years in orthopedics and trauma. And I used to refer all those patients to London and elsewhere.
Very much a gentleman. He was a very relaxed character. Obviously, he wanted things done always for the best of the patient, but as a person, you couldn't have asked for anybody better to work with.
And he also used to say, Gibraltarian is a wonderful patient. Patients are angry, annoyed with a lot of pain, agony, expressing themselves that they're unable to walk. And there was a smile on his face and he says, don't worry about that. We'll do our level best.
We are still doing our operations today. They said it's business as usual, because that's what he would want. Yes, he would appreciate the support and the love that we're sending to him and his family, but also the fact we're still looking after our patients.
Dr George Chami's operations relieved pain and improved mobility for thousands of patients, and that's a legacy that lives on.